Social Security makes another announcement of what's going on with your Social Security, what to expect. I'm going to play the video clip of the latest from the SSA Commissioner, Martin O'Malley.
Boss, could you imagine what would have happened in our country if they hadn't gotten those checks out? But because it's such a large agency, yes, on occasion there's mistakes. And Congress and statute requires that we make, as an agency, every effort to
play the full video clip of that. Also, we're hearing that one state is making changes to Social Security and that there's going to be new requirements for some beneficiaries on Social Security. I'll let you know which that state is, how it may affect you, and give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate the Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So, Gavin Newsom has a deadline to protect Social Security benefits. What's going on with this? Well, it looks like lawmakers have passed AB 2906 to end a long-standing practice in the state that saw counties intercepting federal Social Security survivor benefits from foster children. So more details on that here. So California Social Security gets new requirements for some beneficiaries. So the governor, Gavin Newsom of California, has signed a bill that would protect Social Security benefits for tens of thousands of residents in the state. So by signing AB 2906 recently, Newsom will now ensure that Social Security survivor benefits go to the foster youth they are intended for. So under the new bill, it would now be required for foster youth and their legal guardians to be notified if anyone is applying as a payee of Social Security survivor benefits. For years, these benefits were intercepted by the state, despite being intended for foster children when they turn 18. The bill passed unanimously in the state legislature before it went to Newsom's desk last month. So it's kind of crazy to think that this had to be passed as a law where these poor foster children wouldn't even get the money. It would be intercepted by the state. Really horrible thing. To be honest, I'm not sure how this works in other states, if California is just one of the few that has a bad policy like this or not. Moving on. Let's go into this. Social Security Chief Martin O'Malley clears up myths and bemoans staffing levels and more. So Martin O'Malley has been on a publicity tour trying to garner more money from Congress to help out with staffing issues as well as a few other issues. He's made a bunch of appearances on talk shows, news shows, everywhere, trying to say that Social Security needs more money, not for the payees, not for recipients of Social Security, but for the SSA, the organization itself. Take a listen more to what Martin O'Malley has to say.
The department is set to release September inflation data next month, and shortly after that, the Social Security Administration will announce the official cost of living adjustment for next year.
Here to talk about that and much more is Social Security Administration Commissioner Martin O'Malley, along with our financial expert Terry Savage, who wrote the book Social Security Horror Stories. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
What do you like? Is it comforting to hear that someone wrote a book called Social Security Horror Stories?
We just made friends, right? I'm his fan club. Let me just say this before we start. These horror stories that people are being clawed back $21 billion of Social Security's mistakes have been going on for a number of years. When Commissioner O'Malley came in 8 months ago, he bravely stood up to Congress and said, we're stopping that. We're going to limit it to 10%. We're going to get back our mistakes, but we're not taking people's checks completely. So on that basis.
Talk about what that actually means for people who don't know. So if people overpaid, it was tough to get money back. Is that what you're fixing?
We are a very large agency.
Right.
And this agency has strived to get the right amount to the right person at the right time, and they've done so for 89 years. And the employees that kept those checks going out all through COVID, I think we all deserve a sort of, thanks. They deserve a thanks from all of us. Could you imagine what would have happened in our country if they hadn't gotten those checks out? But because it's such a large agency, yes, on occasion there's mistakes. And Congress and statute requires that we make, as an agency, every effort to recoup any overpayment that we make to people accidentally. Now, we haven't found that we make more mistakes. It's in the 2% range, but it's a large agency. And because our staffing has been reduced by Congress to a 50-year low, 50-year low.
Yeah.
With an all-time high because of, I'll just speak for myself here, because of baby boomers of my generation swelling our ranks. We're serving more customers than ever with fewer staff than we've had in 50 years. So it takes us longer to get to those overpayments. But now we did make a change in policy just a few months ago that says that, you know, if someone doesn't wait in the line, someone doesn't wait on what had been and has now been reduced, but long wait times on the 800 number, and they don't work out a repayment plan of that overpayment, then the default was that we would intercept 100% of an elderly person's check. We no longer do that. Our business is people, serving people, keeping people who have earned their benefits their whole lives out of poverty, not putting them under a bridge because of you know, cruel-hearted clawback.
Well, people are wondering if Social Security is even going to be there when they retire. People are living longer, the population is older, it's not growing. Is the solution raising the age? Is it immigration?
Yeah, there's one of the stories that gets people always to kind of click on and read is the screaming headline that Social Security is going broke.
Yeah.
Social Security is not going broke. Social Security cannot go broke. And that is because the dollars we pay out are the same dollars that people pay in any given year. It is true, however, that in order to cover the demographic bulge of the baby boomers becoming retirement age, we built up over time a large surplus reserve in the trust fund. And it is true that that is going to be totally paid out by 2035 now. It was pushed off a year because of...
That's not that far.
When we were younger, we thought it was.
Yeah, so what's the plan? What's the plan in 2035?
Well, that's the piece that Congress, again, has to adjust for. And that's what Congress does every periodically throughout the history of the program. Congress will look at the long-term future and make adjustments. And I believe that's what they'll do now. Social Security, despite political polarization in our country, is supported by 80% of Americans, regardless of party, believe we should strengthen it and make it healthier.
Terry, what's your question?
Maybe after the election, that Congress will get its act together and deal with how to fund future generations. Because otherwise,
the current customer service crisis. I mean, we can talk all we want about the benefits, but Congress has reduced our staffing to a 50-year low. And guess what? People already paid for the customer service to access those benefits.
Yeah, your computer systems are behind. They weren't able to match up these pension payments people received, thus many of the overpayments. I have two quickies for you. You bravely said to Congress you might limit the clawbacks to 18 months because some clawbacks go back many, many years as you find them.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that. There's some things I could do in statute. For example, you know, giving greater leeway to the frontline workers to waive overpayments and also shifting the burden from making people prove they didn't know to, and then instead it's on us. But there's some things I cannot do, and only Congress can. But I hope that Congress, I think there's a lot of bipartisan support for putting a time limit on how far back you can go on a debt. We were talking earlier, some kids accumulate debts when they're on SSI as kids and only learn that they were overpaid once they, you know, are older or disabled or apply. So a lot of really good people though who care about their mission of serving people, and this is the greatest act of compassion and caring any free people ever enacted, Social Security, and we all need to support its long-term health and future.
Well, I'm sure Terry has about 1 million questions for you in the green room.
But we're glad you're there to be taking care of this.
It's my
Martin
honor.
O'Malley, Terry Savage, thanks for being here. Thank you so much. Hey, Paul.
Hi, you guys. Looking at sunshine out there right now.
What are your thoughts on what Martin O'Malley had to say? Do you agree, disagree? And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella's tip of the day. I want to say that never let bad vibes take over you. You have to let the good vibes just let you free. You have to always be good and always be humble and always be great to everybody. And I love making these tip of the days for you guys because you guys are my friends. Bye! I want to do a tip of the day. Hi guys. Hi. This is my tip of the day. I want to say don't go in the road. If you cross, you'll get smushed. And Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your support. If you want to see the latest when it comes to Social Security, you're not going to want to miss this video right over here as I give more details on the latest of what's happening with your Social Security check. So click that video now and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.